Hey, what's up, friends, leaders, and investors? It's Nicole Purvy, the founder of Better Than Success. And today I'm going to talk about you as a real estate investor, the possibility of you getting your GC license, becoming an actual GC in the city of Philadelphia, right? So some of the things I'm going to talk about are things that are very specific to becoming a GC in Philadelphia. Many of you are watching from all around the world, so some rules are going to change and some rules are going to be different. But for the most part, the concepts are going to be the same, and you just have to do a little bit of research in your city, in your county, and your municipality and find out what it's going to actually take to become a general contractor in real estate, right? So here are some of the pros. Why would you even do this? Like, if you're a real estate investor, why would you want to go ahead and become a general contractor, get your license, and do all the things I'm going to tell you that you're going to do? Because it's a lot of work, right? Why would you actually do it? So a couple of reasons. Number one is it gives you control over your actual real estate rehab projects, right? Rather than working with a general contractor, a third party who could be working on multiple projects at one time, you can have control. The other thing about it is, you guys know that even the best general contractors, they're a little flaky or there's always issues. Like, that's one of the most difficult things about doing real estate is finding good general contractors and subcontractors. If you can cut out that middleman and have some control, then, it's better for you as an investor. I do want to warn you though, right? Becoming a general contractor is not for everybody. It's a lot of risk involved. And what do I mean by a lot of risk? So if you are a general contractor, there's a lot of responsibility on you in terms of safety as well as financially, right? So what do I mean by that? You're going to take a class, and we'll go over this in a minute. You're going to take a class called the OSHA 30. And in this class, it's really all about safety. It's about safety in the workplace, but also building safely. So if something happens with a project that you work on, this is a huge responsibility. I think I really need you to understand this. If something happens with a project that you work on 5-10 years later, and the investigation comes back that you were negligent or you did something wrong or you did something erroneous, you could be charged criminally and civilly, right? So a while ago here in Philadelphia, a building collapsed on a major road, and it was a major building, and it collapsed and people got paralyzed and people even died. And guess what? These people were charged criminally. The GCs that work on this project years prior, they were charged criminally because we found out that they cut some corners. So whether you cut corners or it's pure ignorance, the responsibility comes back on you. So that is why it is important that you understand the perils of becoming a GC. With that being said, back to the pros of becoming a GC, this is one of the reasons that I'm making this video, is because I talked about this in one of my email blasts. So we have literally probably almost every real estate investor in our database in Philadelphia. And with that being said, I sent out an email blast and I mentioned that I got my GC license and I mentioned this particular benefit, and everybody DM'd me about it. They messaged me, they emailed me, they came to our meetings. For those of you who don't know, we hold meetings in Philadelphia, free real estate classes in Philadelphia every Wednesday night. Non-members is free your first time. After that, you have to pay or either join. And so every Wednesday night here at 2930 Jasper Street, people were coming to me asking me about this. So here's the main benefit, not the main benefit, but one of the big benefits that people are hung up on. If you're using a hard money loan, you get to build yourself in to get paid when you submit your scope of work. You can do one of two things. You can either do the work at cost, right? So you're running the project, you're GCing the project, and you're just paying your subs, right? And so that lowers your construction costs. Or you can put your GC company, which is going to be separate than a company that you're actually borrowing, you're actually doing the rehab with, so it's two different companies, you can put your GC company in as a line item and literally pay yourself when you take your draws. If you have questions about hard money loans, you can go to Flips.loans and you'll see our playlist that we created about hard money loans, right? So you can either get paid or you can save. Depends on you and the structure of your deals, depending on your goals, and it also depends on whatever is important to you, right? So you can absolutely take advantage of that. So let me tell you another reason why I actually ended up getting my GC license, and this is very timely. So back in April and May, we hosted a class here at Better Than Success, right, in our amazing office space. We hosted a class, a project management, construction management class, hosted by Brick House Builders. Her name is Brick House Builders on Instagram. And this class was a 5-week intensive construction management class. This class did not make you a GC, but it helps you to understand how to project manage, right? We can teach you all of these real estate classes in the world, and you can watch all the YouTube videos, but there are things that you don't know that you won't know until you get into your first project. And we tried to cover as much of it and teach people the actual process. And I don't want to say we tried, we successfully did it. The class was amazing. It changed my life. Like, there are very few classes that we have here. We're literally doing 2 classes a week, and real estate classes here through Better Than Success, at least 2 classes a week. And most of them are business changing, but not life changing. And so this one was life changing. We're actually offering the class coming up soon as of recording of this video in August 2019, August 17th through the 18th. I keep forgetting what the dates are because the class that weekend, whatever that weekend is, it's going to be all day Saturday and all day Sunday in Atlantic City, and the tickets include your hotel stay. So it's going to be like a retreat. It's going to be awesome and amazing and super duper fun. So I say all this to say that we are running the class back again. So you can go to betterthansuccess.com/construction if you want to get access to the class. But one of the things we talked about in the class is getting your GC license. And as you take the class, you get to kind of see a holistic view. And with me already have done projects before, right? Like I have already successfully flipped and rehabbed houses before. I still got a better holistic view, and I made the decision to actually get the GC license, of which we cover the process. And I'm gonna give you just a quick process here as well. So I say all that to say that becoming a GC, it has its pros and its cons, right? It's a lot of responsibility, financially, safety-wise, but it also has its pros. And if you really want to dive deep in project management, right? Because when you go and take the required materials to get the classes that I'm going to tell you about to get your GC license, it doesn't actually tell you how to be a GC. They just want to make sure that you're out here moving safely. That is what the GC license does. It does not tell you how to be a GC, which is a whole art form, right? And so that is what our construction management class is designed to do. Okay. Done for selling the class for right now. So let me tell you how to actually get the license. I'm going to give you the steps. So the first thing that you want to do is, I have my laptop here because this is actually my second time recording this video. For those of you who know me know that I'm a one-take wonder. I usually do it for the first time right away by myself. But I wanted to go in. I realized that I didn't go into all of the resources that you have for taking the OSHA 30. So the OSHA 30 is a certificate that you have to get before anything happens. It's a 30-hour class that teaches you the safety behind being a general contractor. And you can take this class through a number of resources. The city has the list of resources online, but I'm going to give them to you. You can use something called AdvanceOnline, CareerSafe, ClickSafety, PureSafety, Redvector, Summit Training Source, Turner Construction, University of South Florida, and I'm going to give you all these resources in the description of this video. So these are the places that you can take the OSHA 30 class. It's a 30-hour class, right? It's utterly boring, but it's very, very important. Okay, so after you take your OSHA 30 class, you're going to need to wait for your OSHA 30 card to come in the mail. So you're going to have your OSHA 30 card, and it's going to be awesome. You're going to be so excited, like, oh my God, I'm OSHA 30 certified. Perfect. The next thing that you're going to do is you are going to you're going to have a certain amount of insurances. Let me back up before you do your insurances. You're going to want to become an LLC or some sort of entity. You want to talk to your accountant about what's the best entity for you, but you're going to need to become an entity, right? You're going to need to get your EIN, your tax ID, and you're going to need to become an entity. Now, it's really easy to do it online, but I'm no accountant, nor am I an attorney. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. There are some resources that can help you with actually setting up your business, right? Because this is the part of setting up the business for the construction company. Setting up the business doesn't mean that you have the right to actually do that business, right? So you're going to set up the business. You can reach out to Common Ground Management if you're in Philadelphia, or if you're anywhere, actually, you can reach out to Common Ground Management. They can help you get your EIN and your LLC or your S Corp documents, whatever it is that you need to do to establish yourself as an entity in whatever state you're in. The owner's name is Dom Landry, D as in Delta, O, M as in Mary, Dom Landry, and I'll put their contact information down below as well. So you're going to set up your entity, right? The next thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get your business activities license, and you're going to need to also get a Philly tax ID if you're in Philadelphia. That is a separate tax ID than your federal tax ID, right? So you're going to you can do both of these things online. First thing is you need to get your tax ID, and then after you get your tax ID, your city tax ID, then you're going to need to get your business activities license. Then, for some reason, when I did it, so I've done this multiple times for multiple businesses. Usually I can do it online, but for some reason, when I went to get my GC license, I was able to get my business activities license, but I couldn't get I was able to get my city tax ID, but I couldn't get the business activities license online. So I had to actually go to the municipal building in downtown Philadelphia to actually get it. Okay, the next thing that you're going to need is you're going to need to have the proper insurances. So you're going to need to get your General Contractors insurance, your business insurance, and that insurance is relatively expensive. For the year, for me, it costs $1,700. Right? And so your typical insurance agent may not do this, but they usually have a connect. There are some limits, some statutory limits that you're going to need to get this insurance in. You can't just get this insurance and not be properly covered. So let me give you the limits really quickly. I'm pulling it up in my notes. Actually, I'm pulling it up from the notes from our project management class. This is the type of stuff that we go over. This is like a very small aspect of the things that we go over. So you're going to need what is comprehensive general liability insurance, a minimum limit of $500,000 per occurrence. So that is what cost me about $1,700. Not your regular run-of-the-mill insurance person, like your auto insurance person. He may not do it, but he'll know someone that actually do it. And then the next thing you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to take your automobile insurance, your regular car insurance that you drive around with. You're gonna need to take that and increase the limit to 300,000 statutory limits. It's a fly in here, I'm sorry. It's the summertime. And you're gonna need to increase it to 300,000 statutory limits. The next thing you're going to need I can never remember. I always want to call it like unemployment insurance, but that's not what it is. It's workers' comp insurance, right? So you're going to need workers' comp insurance if you plan on having employees. But if you don't plan on having employees, remember, you're a general contractor and you can literally sub everything out. So these people are W-9 staffers, they're 1099ers or whatever, right? Like they're subs, they're not your employees. So if you don't plan on having employees, there is a workaround for this. You have to type up a piece of paper that says, I, Nicole Purvy of Heritage City Construction, that's the name of my construction company, has 0 employees. That's all you need to type on there. Take that and get it notarized. Very, very simple, right? You take that and get it notarized if you don't plan on having employees. And then you are going to take all of these documents. You're going to take your insurance document, right? So let me go back. When you get the general liability insurance, the company that underwrote you or the broker, they immediately send it to the city of Philadelphia. But you want to get a copy of everything, and you're going to print that out just in case they don't automatically send it, or unless they can't find it or whatever, right? Then you're going to take your auto insurance that you just increased to $300,000. You're going to take that and you're going to print off your declarations page, not your proof of insurance, your declarations page. That you will absolutely have to print. So you're going to take those 2 printed documents plus your OSHA card plus the notarized document or your workers' comp insurance, and you are going to take that. Oh, and your city, your business activities license, and also the page. You may not even need this, but the page that has your city tax ID on it. And then you're going to take all of this. I think I also printed off my the LLC documents that you got from the state when you set up your business, right? So if you use Common Ground Management, they're going to give you the documents. I even took my tax ID, my federal tax ID page down there, put all this into a manila envelope because you never know what they're going to ask you, and your OSHA card, and you're going to take it and you're going to go to the municipal building and you're going to sit there for hours and wait for them to take your turn, call you up, and then you're going to write them a check, or they take like an electronic check. It costs $100, and voila, you are now a general contractor. This is a beautiful thing, but again, I do not want you to forget about the responsibilities that come with it, right? This just means that all this whole process means that you understand how to be safe, but it doesn't mean that you are a great project manager, because that is a whole art, right? It doesn't mean that you are a great manage the financials, bookkeeper, because that is a whole art. And it just so happens that we are offering classes coming up for both of these things, right? So if you're in Philadelphia, again, or Jersey or whatever, if you want to sign up for our construction management class, go to betterthanssuccess.com/construction. And then we also have in Philadelphia coming up, there's only a few days of recording this video, but perhaps we'll run it back. We're going to be running a real estate QuickBooks class. I can't wait because I'm terrible at QuickBooks. I have a very archaic system for managing all my books on all of my my rehabs, and it is a very, very archaic system. I use Excel. And so we have a class where a CPA is going to be coming and teaching everybody for 4 hours how to manage their books. So I say all that to say, you become a GC doesn't mean you know how to do all this other stuff. It is a huge responsibility, and it's not for everyone. It's just not. If you already have a regular job and you are investing, great. Don't try to become a GC. It's just pointless, because you're not even going to have time. Like, you have a regular job. You're not even going to have time to do it. Hire a GC, pay the person, make sure you build it into the numbers, and that's just is what it is. I'm Tommy. I don't have a job. No. I've been an entrepreneur for 9 years. So I can run around. Actually, today I'm going to go and check on one of my rehabs in just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to check on 2 of them because they're very close to each other. And then I have a meeting with a partner about another rehab, and blah, 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 blah. These are the things you can do when you're Tommy from Martin and you ain't got no job. All right, guys. Love you all. Love you all. I hope you all make a whole bunch of money, and I hope that this helped out. And until next time, happy entrepreneuring.